The ironic thing about life is that you are a different person to everyone you meet. To some, you're quiet. To others, you never stop talking. Some remember you for your kindness, others for the time you walked away. You are a villain in someone's story, a hero in another's. And to most, you're just a passing thought, a name they once knew. You don't exist as one person, but as countless versions of yourself shaped by fleeting moments and personal perceptions. And here's what's unsettling. You will never truly know yourself the way others do. You will never hear your own laughter the way someone else does. You will never see the way your absence lingers in a room you used to fill. To yourself, you are just you. But in reality, you're 1,000 different stories, none of which you will ever get to read. You will never know the weight of your presence until it's gone. You will never hear the way your name sounds in someone's mouth when they miss you, when they whisper it like a prayer they no longer believe in but can't bear to abandon. You will never feel the quiet ache you leave in the spaces where you once stood, the ghost of your laughter still hanging in the air long after you've gone. And maybe that's the cruelest trick of all. How life lets you exist in so many hearts, in so many stories, and yet keeps you blind to the way you are remembered. You will never know which version of you survives in the minds of those you leave behind. Maybe to one person, you are a sun, blinding, warm, the center of their universe, and to another, you are a fading ember, a warmth they can no longer touch without burning. You do not get to choose which version they keep. You do not get to rewrite yourself in their memories. Isn't it strange? How you can be everything to someone and then nothing at all? How you can leave footprints so deep in one life and barely a trace in another? You will never know which words of yours still echo in someone's mind late at night, which moments they replay like an old film, which version of you they hold on to long after you've stopped being real to them. Because that's another thing, isn't it? You are not just 1,000 versions of yourself. You are 1,000 ghosts. The person you were 5 years ago, gone. The person you were last month, fading. Even the person you were this morning is already slipping away. And yet, in someone else's mind, you still exist as that old version. They remember you as the person you were before you outgrew yourself. They do not see the shedding of your skin, the quiet evolution. They remember the old you even when that version has long since disappeared. And sometimes it's even worse than that. Sometimes you exist in someone's mind as a villain, a cautionary tale, the reason they learn to be more careful with their heart. You will never get to defend yourself in their version of the story. You will never get to explain, to rewrite the ending, to tell them that you were hurting too. That you never meant to become a storm in their sky, never meant to be the reason they flinch at love. But life is cruel like that. It lets you be misunderstood in ways you will never be able to fix. And yet, despite it all, you keep going. You wake up every day and step into a world that does not see you the way you see yourself. You exist in the background of so many lives, in fleeting glances, in passing conversations, in memories that are not yours to keep. And maybe, just maybe, that is the most heartbreaking part of all. That you are here, living, breathing, feeling everything so deeply, and yet you will never know the full weight of the space you take up in this world. And maybe that's the quiet tragedy of being human. You will never truly see yourself the way others do. You will never know which small, unassuming moment of yours changed the course of someone else's day, or even their life. You will never know the way your laughter once softened the sharp edges of someone's pain, the way your passing kindness became a lifeline for someone drowning in their own loneliness. You wake up, you move through your days, unaware of the echoes you leave behind. You don't see the way your absence rearranges the air in a room, the way your silence sounds louder than your words in the heart of someone who once loved hearing your voice. You don't know how many times your name almost slipped from someone's lips before they swallowed it back down, buried it beneath pride, regret, or fear. And the cruelest part? You will never know how many people still look for you in crowded places, how many people still reread old conversations, still check your social media just to see if you're happy without them. You will never know who still dreams about you, who still wonders what might have been, who still carries the weight of you in their chest, like an old song they can't bring themselves to stop humming. Because life moves forward whether you're ready or not. The world does not pause to let you catch your breath, does not stop spinning just because you feel like you're unraveling. People leave, sometimes quickly, like a door slamming shut, and sometimes so slowly you don't even notice they're gone until all that's left of them is the empty space they used to fill. And you are no exception. You too have been the one to disappear. You too have been the one who left a message unanswered, a call ignored, a connection severed by nothing more than time and distance. And yet, you keep going, even when it feels like you're nothing more than a footnote in someone else's story, even when the weight of your own thoughts makes it hard to move, even when you wonder if anyone would notice if you simply faded away. You keep going because what else is there to do? Because despite everything, some small, stubborn part of you still hopes that maybe, just maybe, you matter in ways you will never fully understand. Maybe, somewhere out there, someone is remembering you right now, in this very moment. Maybe they're smiling at the memory of something you said years ago. Maybe they're wondering how you're doing, wishing they had the courage to reach out. Maybe they're carrying a part of you with them, even now, even after all this time. And maybe, just maybe, that is enough. Somewhere out there, someone is remembering you right now, in this very moment. They are smiling at the memory of something you said years ago, tracing the outline of your words as if they were still fresh in the air. They are wondering how you're doing, fighting the urge to reach out, convincing themselves that too much time has passed, that you wouldn't answer, that the version of you they knew is long gone. They carry you in ways you will never see, in the way they hesitate before speaking, remembering the way you once told them that words have weight, in the way they linger a little longer in bookstores, recalling how you used to get lost in the aisles, running your fingers over the spines as if searching for a part of yourself between the pages, in the way they catch themselves laughing at something ridiculous, something only you would understand, only to fall silent when they remember you're not there to hear it. There is a song that reminds them of you, one they skip when it comes on because it no longer sounds the same without you singing along. There is a street they avoid, a cafe they stopped visiting, a scent that makes their chest tighten. There are parts of the world they can't step into without feeling the ghost of you pressing against them, without hearing your voice in the back of their mind, saying something you said once, in a moment so small you never thought it would matter. You are not gone, not really. You exist in these remnants, these echoes, these quiet, unspoken things. You exist in the way someone learned to be softer because of you, or stronger, or braver. You exist in the way someone picked up a book they never would have read, in the way they learned to drink their coffee the way you liked yours, in the way they quote you without realizing it, as if your words have become part of their own thoughts. And yet, you will never know. You will never know how deeply you are woven into the fabric of someone else's life. You will never know how many people still carry you in the quiet moments, in the spaces between heartbeats, in the seconds before sleep when their mind drifts to all the things left unsaid. You will never know how many people still check your old messages, still wonder if you think of them too, still whisper your name like a secret they don't want to forget. And that is the weight of existence, the unbearable, beautiful, tragic truth of it. You are here, and you are everywhere, and you are nowhere at all. You are remembered and forgotten, held onto and let go of, missed and moved on from. You are a story still being told in the hearts of people who no longer know how to say your name out loud. And despite it all, you keep going, even when the world does not pause to acknowledge your presence. Even when you feel like a shadow in the background of your own life. Even when you wonder if anyone will remember you when you're gone. You keep going because you are still here, still breathing, still leaving pieces of yourself in places you will never return to, in people who will never tell you how much you meant, and somewhere, right now, someone is remembering you. Not as a passing thought, not as a forgotten name, but as something real, as something that mattered, as something they are not quite ready to let go of. And yet, you will never know. You will move through your days unaware of the silent weight you carry in someone else's heart. You will wake up, go to work, laugh at a joke, sip your coffee, never realizing that somewhere, someone is thinking of you in a way that stops them mid-step. Someone is staring at an old photograph, tracing the outline of your face with their fingertips, trying to remember if your eyes were really that shade of light or if time has played a trick on their memory. Someone is rewriting the past in their mind, playing back moments they wish they could relive, words they wish they had spoken differently. They wonder if you remember, if you ever think back to that one night, the way the air smelled, the way the world seemed to shrink down to just the two of you. They wonder if it meant as much to you as it did to them, if they still exist somewhere in the depths of your mind, or if they have been reduced to nothing more than a blur in the background of your life. You will never know how many times your name has been whispered into the void, how many messages were typed out and deleted, how many hands hesitated over a phone screen, debating whether to call. You will never feel the way someone's heart clenches at the sight of someone who looks like you, the way they have to remind themselves, it's not them, it's not them. You will never see the way someone's expression changes when your name comes up in conversation, the way they force a smile, change the subject, pretend that it doesn't sting. And maybe it's better that way. Maybe the world is kinder in its cruelty, letting us remain blissfully unaware of the weight we leave behind. Maybe we are not meant to carry the ghosts of those who remember us, not meant to feel the quiet ache we've etched into their bones. Maybe life moves forward because it has to, because if we knew, if we truly understood the way we linger in the hearts of those we've left behind, we might never find the strength to keep walking. But even in your unawareness, you remain. You exist in the habits you unknowingly left behind in someone else's routine, in the way they still order the drink you always got, even though they never really liked it, in the way they still turn to share something with you, only to remember you're not there, in the way they still reach for their phone late at night, muscle memory guiding them to your name before they stop themselves. Exhale and set it down. You live in their hesitations, in their longing, in the spaces between what was and what will never be again. You are a presence they cannot shake, a feeling they cannot name, a memory that refuses to fade no matter how much time tries to erase you. And the most tragic part? You are doing the same. Somewhere, in your own quiet moments, you are remembering someone too. You are looking at old photographs, retracing memories with a tenderness you don't always admit to. You are hearing a familiar song and feeling your chest tighten, blinking away the ache before anyone can see it in your eyes. You are carrying ghosts of your own, unaware that someone, somewhere, is carrying you in the exact same way. And isn't that the strangest part? How we haunt each other without ever realizing it. How we walk through our days, carrying pieces of people who no longer walk beside us. How their laughter still echoes in our minds, how their words resurface at the most unexpected moments, like a song lyric that refuses to fade, like a scent that drags you backward in time. You tell yourself you've moved on, that the past is the past, that people leave and life goes on. And yet, there are days when their absence feels like a shadow you can't quite step out of. There are nights when you close your eyes and see them so clearly, you almost reach out, almost whisper their name into the dark, almost forget that they are no longer yours to hold. They exist in the silences between your thoughts, in the unfinished conversations playing on loop in your mind. You remember the way they once looked at you, as if you were the answer to a question they didn't even know they were asking. You remember the way their voice sounded in the morning, the way they sighed when they were tired, the way their fingers absent-mindedly traced patterns on the back of your hand, and yet, they are gone. And so are you. Not in the literal sense, not in the way that people disappear entirely, but in the way that time changes us into versions of ourselves that no longer fit together. The person you were when they loved you is no longer here, just as the person they were when you needed them has faded into someone else. It's strange, isn't it? How someone can be everything to you, and then suddenly they are just a name, just a memory, just a ghost that lingers in the corners of your mind. How you can go from speaking every day to avoiding eye contact in a crowded room. How the people you swore would always be part of your life become strangers with familiar faces. But this is what it means to be human, to love and to lose. To build a home in someone's heart and then watch as the walls crumble, as the windows shatter, as the foundation gives way beneath your feet. To be remembered in ways you will never know, to carry the weight of those you've lost in ways you will never admit. And still, you keep going. You wake up, you move forward, you find new people to love, new stories to tell, but there will always be parts of you that belong to the past, fragments of yourself scattered across old conversations, forgotten places, hands you no longer hold. There will always be echoes of those who left, lingering in the quiet moments, in the spaces between your breaths, because love does not vanish. It does not simply disappear the way we wish it would. It lingers, it transforms, it weaves itself into the fabric of who we are. And no matter how much time passes, no matter how far we run, we will always be tethered to the ones who once held us close. And somewhere, right now, someone is carrying you just as you are carrying them. Not as a regret, not as a mistake, but as something real, as something that mattered, as something they are not quite ready to let go of.